Hey, welcome in everybody to Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee. It's a beautiful day the Lord's made for us. I hope you get out there and enjoy it. Until then, let's take a look at what's going on in Giles, Lawrence, and Maury counties from the pages of your local newspapers. I'm Scott Stewart. I'm the publisher of the Main Street Maury, Pulaski Citizen, and Lawrence County Advocate. Those are your local newspapers. And we'd love to get you a copy. So I'm going to tell you here in just a minute how to get you a copy of your local paper sent to you either in your mailbox each week or on your computer screen. You can call 931-363-3544. You can call 615-452-4940, or you can call 931-762-1726, or you can go to on the internet mainstreetmediatn.com. mainstreetmediatn.com to get yourself a subscription. Now, we got a little special something for you today down in Pulaski. They're going to be having the Southern Lawn and Garden and Home Show coming up next week. So we got a feature. Talk to Matt Moore down there about that. And I wanted to remind you guys in our community, if you got something going on that you'd like to show up here on the Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee, hey, give me a call. I'll give you my phone number, 931-638-7592. Call me, and we will work out a way to get a feature just like you're going to see here today. So, hey, let's get this started. We'll start off with our wraps. Our first wrap will be the Pulaski Citizen wrap. The Pulaski Citizen wrap starts this week with our Citizen Spotlight, Maria Wong, whose photo graces the spot of honor there at the top and center of the front page. Also on page one, the Elkton Antique Power Show is Saturday. The Economic Development Commission filled its vice chair vacancy, and the Giles County Pre-K registration begins April 9th. That's next Wednesday, a week from today. As I told you, the Southern Lawn, Garden, and Home Show is next week. We've got a feature on the front page this week previewing the show. We've got a whole section about spring, home, and garden in today's Pulaski Citizen. And as I told you, we got the feature coming up talking about the show. All kinds of spring, home, and garden information as we bust into April here. And we all enjoy this outside weather, so we're trying to give you all the ideas and all the things you can handle as you're getting that itch to get outside. Inside, it's Around the Square, and we highlight PES Energize this week, who serves around the square and beyond out into Giles County. And we also give you a little look at what else is going on in the businesses around the square. Also inside, a Pulaski man was arrested by the PPD on drug charges following the execution of a search warrant. The Dan to Clear this week focuses on Dan's birthday, although it is a week late. I guess we'll let Dan celebrate his birthday a week late. Trey Donovan makes sure we remember that this year marks the 100th anniversary of the Grand Ole Opry. I did not realize that. Pandy is our GCHA Pet Corner Pet of the Week. Affordable health screenings are coming to Pulaski. And do not miss the deals that are going on Saturday over at Story and Lee Furniture in Lawrence County. We've got an ad with their 9-hour deals all on the ad. So make sure you check that out in this week's Pulaski Citizen. And as always, Pulaski Citizen has obituary notices, court docket, property transfers, government public notices, backward glances, fun and games, church directory, community briefs, Tennessee Valley weather, and church briefs. We've got all that. We've got Wade's of Sports coming up here in just a second, and then we've got the feature on the Southern Lawn, Garden and Home Show. Excuse me, say that real fast 3 times. So let's go check with Wade first, and then we'll take you over to our feature presentation this week.
What's up, folks? Wade Neely here, sports editor at the Pulaski Citizen. Time now for a look at what's in print and what's online for the April 2nd, 2025 edition of the Pulaski Citizen Sports page. We have wall-to-wall coverage of all of your spring sports for all of your local teams. Well, pretty much all of them. Feels like every team is off. Every team is running for both Richland and Giles County, as well as UT Southern. And time to kind of give you guys a primer on what's in print this week. We start with Richland softball, as the Lady Raiders had a big week last week, taking not 1, not 2, but 3 games after winning their 2 district openers on Monday and Tuesday. The Lady Raiders bounced right back into play on Friday with a 9-3 non-district win, but still versus an old rival in Mount Pleasant. So they took care of Santa Fe to start the week, took care of Culleoka at the midweek, and then capped it with a 9-3 victory versus Mount Pleasant. You're going to want to check that out because we break things down. A couple of young ladies had great weeks at the plate, including senior Caitlin Bass, who went yard and had 4 RBIs in that big win versus Mount Pleasant. And as we put a bow on the Lady Raiders, shout out to our good friend Hallie Bratton, the freshman slugger for Richland. She clubbed her first home run as she makes a second go-around, played as an 8th grader, but now making a second go-around with the varsity squad. So congrats to Hallie Bratton and the Lady Raiders. Meanwhile, talking Giles County softball now, the Lady Bobcats took a couple of District 8 AAA games as they defeated Lawrence County on the road 9-6 and then bounced back with a 10-0 5-inning victory versus Franklin County. Coach Morgan May has the Lady Bobcats playing very well. They had a stiff bout of competition to start the season, but that competition has served them well as they're now 3-0 in district play with those 2 wins last week. Danny Jean Beck has had a great season thus far in the circle. Katie Pipkins pitching strong for Giles County as well, but Carson Brown had a massive performance with a solo homer to get things started in that win versus Franklin County last week. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, we're bouncing all over the place, folks, but we've got you covered as the Giles County Bobcat soccer team under head coach Matthew Ogeron, they've had a wild week last week. They took the week for spring break off, but they bounced back in a flurry with 5 different matches across the week, 4 different matches, beg pardon. They started the week with a nice victory defeating Fairview in their opener, a non-district affair. They win that one 5-2. Then they hosted the Southern Tennessee Soccer Showcase at Rotary Soccer Park Thursday night and Friday and Saturday as well. Thursday under the lights, Saturday being played early in the morning. So make sure there's so much coverage of that soccer recap there that we want to just make sure you check it out in print for all of the deets. But a big week for Giles County. Speaking of big weeks, as we kind of round the horn here, a UT Southern standout has done it yet again. The junior Iana Palit has absolutely torched competition in the Southern States Athletic Conference. She has now won 4 different tournaments this year as an individual, pacing the Firehawks through the back half of their spring schedule. So congrats to Iana. Make sure you check out our feature on her in print this week. Finally, we close. We have action from both Giles County and Richland baseball. We have words from our good friend Larry Woody as always, and our pal Terry McCormick will get you prepped for this month's upcoming NFL draft. It is a jam-packed sports edition this week. They're all going to be jammed in the month of April as 6 teams between Giles County and Richland take the field for their respective spring seasons. If you miss any of this, you can catch it online always at PulaskiCitizen.com. And before I get out of here, we want to toss it to our good friend Scott Stewart, who has more. But for now, I'm Wayne Neely saying so long, and we'll see you next time.
Hey guys, we're back out here at the Giles County Agri Park, and Agri Park season's coming, event season is coming with spring and summer and all the great weather, and nothing kicks off that season like the Southern Lawn Garden and Home Show out here at the Agri Park. And I've got Matt Moore with me. He's going to talk a little bit about what's going on, what they've got going on, and then we'll find out a little bit more. By the way, we're standing in front of the play set out here at the Agri Park, and Matt's going to tell you a little bit more about why we're standing out here.
All right, thanks, Scott. Yeah, we appreciate you getting us on here. And yeah, we've got a lot going on this year with the Southern Lawn Garden and Home Show. It's April 11th and 12th, so that's the second weekend in April. We've been established on that weekend for a while. Historically, we've been presented by the Giles County Lions Club.
That's right.
We've had a good relationship with them for a long time. We appreciate what they've done, and we hope we've represented them well. This year, we're presented by the Civitan Club.
Okay, good.
And part of I don't know much about the Civitan Club, but I know that one of their main things that they support is kids with special needs and Special Olympics and stuff like that. And so that's why we're out here by the playground. There's some plans to make some improvements to it. A few projects. One project already started. A couple in the works to make this more accessible for kids with some special needs.
Yeah.
Autism and some physical special needs and all those kind of things. So, I guess we'll start with the why we're doing all this. The money that's raised at the Lawn and Garden Show, It goes into the park improvement fund for the Giles County Ag Park, and that's a pretty broad reaching thing. Pretty much anything to improve the park would be for that. And so, some of that money might go to this project. The Civitan Club might be joining in some. The Civitan Club will be here. They're going to be selling hamburgers here Friday.
Okay.
To raising money for
That's
their
a
club
good reason
and the
to come
project
by.
that they sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we're driven by our stomach a lot.
That's
just
right.
talk about, we will have some stuff to feed you if you come see us. Civitan making some good hamburgers on Friday. Randolph's, I can't remember the full name of their business, but the Randolphs that do catering.
Okay.
Great food. Oh my goodness, they'll be here Friday and Saturday.
I know where I'm going Friday.
You come have lunch and check out the show. So Jersey Dogs is the name of the folks that are here.
Nice.
Saturday, and I think there's a coffee place that's coming. So
yeah,
good place to come for lunch and then check out the show. We've got more vendors than we've ever had. We've got over 60 vendors.
Wow.
The inside is full.
I was going to say, how in the world are you going to walk around?
And we've got, I don't know how many we've got out here, but there's probably be enough vendors outside that you could spend an hour just walking around.
Y'all have got 60 vendors coming out here.
Over 60 vendors.
And generally on a general year in the past,
maybe just enough to fill out the building, like 40. I think we were about 45 last year.
Wow,
that's the biggest show we had last year.
Let's stop right here real quick and let's give some dates. I think we definitely need to tell people when we're of course we're doing this. Today is April the 2nd.
Right.
So we're giving you plenty of notice because it's not this coming weekend, but the next. Go ahead and give them the dates and some time.
It's April 11th and 12th. That's a week from this coming Friday. We're from 10 to 6 on Friday.
Yeah.
And from 7 till 2 in the afternoon, kind of when the crowd fizzles, we'll put it out. But early morning till afternoon on Saturday, and the middle of the day into the early evening on Friday.
So yeah, we just wanted to make sure that we gave everybody the dates and times. So it's not this coming weekend. We're here, as I said, April 2nd. So we're talking about say the dates again, April the
11th and April 12th.
April 12th. That's Friday and Saturday, April 11th and April 12th. You've already heard there's going to be some great food. Now let's talk about some of the other vendors. 60 vendors. Now I've been out here before when y'all had the 30, 40, whatever you had.
Right.
And it seemed like this place was pretty packed and a lot going on. I'm looking forward to coming out here and seeing it with that many more. So talk just a little bit more about the other kind of vendors, not the non-food people.
The non-food, okay. Well, I'm gonna read the list of sponsors.
That'll be fine,
I won't read the whole list, but these are some of our sponsors: Farm Bureau, Pilot Heating and Cooling, Tri-Green, Walls Lumber, Five Stone, Winterburn Insurance, Haney Realty, Brick Church Meats and More, Big Creek Winery. That's also Whale Station Nursery, the same folks. McKay's, Firestone Co-op, Legacy Lawn and Landscapes, and CNC Printing and NHC. So those are some people that they come up and they sponsor, and they pay a little more for their spot. That helps us get our advertising rolling to be able to get things started. We do have 3 vendors with plants. Three nurseries that are coming in and bringing plants, and there's a couple others that could bring plants. So some of the landscape folks. There's some landscape supply people coming, an HVAC company. There's 2 or 3 companies with equipment for your lawn and landscape or your farm, and so some nice big tractors to look at. Big fella toys is what they.
Like I said to start this off with, there's nothing like having the garden and home show to start this off, because it's agriculture based, it's community based, and it's really something for everybody, kids and all, right?
Right. Yeah, and at the show, I guess one last thing I'll throw in about it, we've got some kids activities. There's 2 different folks that are doing some craft activities for them. There's a scavenger hunt that they can do. The kids loved it last year, and I think they get a little prize, and then their parents get entered in a drawing for some grocery gift cards. So parents love, encourage them to come and play that too.
That's awesome.
So little something for everybody here. If you just come out and hang out with us, and we hope for good weather, so that we can enjoy the day. And but even if it's raining, we'll have
jam everybody and volunteer
everybody inside. Oh boy, we'll be cozy.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, Matt, thank you guys for all y'all do out here, and thank you for having us out. Everybody get out here on the 11th and the 12th and enjoy and support the Southern Lawn Garden and Home Show.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
So Busy Bee is a very close-knit family. We fight just like every family does. We have arguments, but we always come out with a solution to the problems. We don't just fight about what we want, we fight about what customers need. We want to make sure that every customer we go to is more than satisfied. And that doesn't just start whenever we show up at their door, that starts when we show up every day at work. We want to make sure that we are serving our customers to the best of our ability.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
You're seeing the signs too, right?
What signs?
So, you want to be a part of the Busy Bee team, huh? Well, how do you see yourself fitting into the organization? Oh, I get it. You want to be a weather bee.
Hello, I'm Andrew Pearson, the reporter from Main Street, Maury, and this is the wrap for the week of April 2nd. Kayla McNabb writes on the heroic conduct of Vietnam veteran Mike Disser on our front page. At the Battle of Nam Dong, his Special Forces company was surrounded and attacked by night by the Viet Cong. The 21-year-old Green Beret jumped into a mortar pit and fired back into the darkness, tossing away the grenades that the enemy threw into his position. The other soldiers did what they could, throwing away grenades and passing ammunition to Private Disser, but he carried the battle and held the North Vietnamese off for more than 5 hours until they retreated. Disser was awarded the Silver Star, Bronze Star, Purple Heart, and other recognitions for his decisive role in the fight, and he lives today in Spring Hill. Columbia just appropriated $4 million with which to repave 20 miles of its streets. The city used a software to find streets in poor shape and then sent out inspectors to look for the ones in most need of help. From this, they got the list of more than 80 stretches to be repaved. The city will send out updates as they do the work. The Maury County Airport north of Mount Pleasant just broke ground on a new terminal. The old one was built in the 1950s, long before the Americans with Disabilities Act. Its replacement will have lots of modern amenities and sleek design to reflect the changing nature of Maury County. The airport already takes in $23 million worth of government, business, and private traffic every year. The airport authority expects that to double by the decade's end. The new building should be completed by the end of the year. And the mayors of Williamson and Maury County sat down last week at the Spring Hill Chamber of Commerce to talk about the challenges facing their areas as well as the things they take pride in. Mayors Sheila Butt and Rogers Anderson covered the flow of tax dollars, water needs, education, and the recent election upset in the Williamson County Republican Party. Overall, they're optimistic, but dealing with recent growth and new state policy is going to take some work. On our other pages, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy will play swing jazz at Columbia State on the night of April 10th. We've published our third event calendar for the coming month, which includes lots of Mule Day activities this weekend. And the Visit Columbia office will hang the art of Lucy Thomas on its wall this month. This week, we're also publishing the Mule Day issue of Main Street Maury, featuring articles on the music, events, and history of the holiday. Look out for that issue. Thank you for tuning into Main Street TV this week, and we hope you enjoy the week and the weekend. Here's sports reporting with Maurice Patton.
Hey, I'm Maurice Patton, sports editor at Main Street Maury. Happy April Fool's Day, better late than never. In the April 2nd edition of Main Street Maury, we've got some coverage of some high school basketball as the BCAT, the Basketball Coaches Association of Tennessee, held their all-star games over at Ravenwood over the weekend. And one of the stars was Alden Slaughter from Santa Fe, the third all-time leading scorer in Tennessee boys high school basketball history. Closed out his career unofficially on Saturday with an 18.9 rebound effort in one of the two all-star games that took place on the boys' side up at Ravenwood. Also playing on that day were Columbia Academy's Jeremy Jackson and Independence's Tylen Lewis. Went blank there for a second. You can get coverage of all three of them and their performances again in the print edition of Main Street Maury this week. We've also got some high school baseball and some high school softball. Big game last week between Columbia Central and Spring Hill. A pitcher's duel, 1-0 in that one. Nice little high school baseball game there, and we tell you how that went. We've also got a one-run ball game between Culleoka and Santa Fe in District 10 1A play. Again, nice little one-run affair there. Check out all of the details on that one. We've got an update on Williamson County girls flag football. Also, Independence and Summit each had some wrestlers recognized by the Middle Tennessee Wrestling Officials Association at their annual Dream Team banquet here recently. See who and how they were recognized there. Of course, as always, we've got some Larry Woody coverage as well. There is some Tennessee Titans coverage as the draft approaches for them later this month now, finally. So all of that, again, in the print edition of Main Street Maury that's available right now. Online later this week, we'll have more spring sports from the high school ranks, so be sure and check that out and see next week's print edition of Main Street Maury, the April 9th print edition. That's going to do it for sports. I'm Maurice Patton, sports editor of Main Street Maury. We'll see y'all next week.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily, as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
So Busy Bee is a very close-knit family. We fight just like every family does. We have arguments, but we always come out with a solution to the problems. We don't just fight about what we want, we fight about what customers need. We want to make sure that every customer we go to is more than satisfied. And that doesn't just start whenever we show up at their door, that starts when we show up every day at work. We want to make sure that we are serving our customers to the best of our ability.
You're seeing the signs too, right?
What signs?
So, you want to be a part of the Busy Bee team, huh? Well, how do you see yourself fitting into the organization? Oh, I get it. You want to be a weather bee.
The Lawrence County Wrap starts this week with the County Commission's approval to purchase land for the public library, along with several other items of business. that also dealt with the public library. Southern Roots Radio is prepared to hit the stage live at Crockett Theater April the 10th. We've got all the info right there on the front page. A local Girl Scout has made improvements for pets and pet owners out at Veterans Park as her Silver Award project. Carrie Stagg shares an article highlighting the annual partnership dinner for the shelter. And finally, on front, a group of first responders got the opportunity to celebrate the recovery of a near-drowning victim that they had provided care for. It's a great story. Inside, we've got photos from the recent Women at Work event in Lawrenceburg. STRHS Lawrenceburg is hosting a free community health fair April the 12th, and Skills USA students have placed and are filling blessing boxes all across the county. Don't miss this week's advocate for a page and a half of deals, as I told you, that are going to be going on down at Story and Lee Furniture. And Carrie has also provided us with an update on the Hampton Inn Hotel project. All that inside this week. Local EMS representatives spent a day on the Hill. The Flower Lovers Club preps for spring and beyond. The Lawrence County Classic Car Club held a car show to raise money recently. New Prospect recently held its spring formal. LSAP had fun at local schools to show students that drug and alcohol education is more than luck. And Henry tells us about a secret hole-in-one, while Trey Donovan shares some food for thought. As always, Lawrence County Advocate has obituaries, community announcements, government notices, auctions and estate sales, the forecast from Tennessee Valley Weather. We're back to 2 pages again, as I've said, of puzzles and comics, and we also have the local church directory. In sports, we turn full into spring sports in our sports section this week, with Lawrence County sweeping Giles County on the baseball diamond, Summertown picking up a district win over Loretto. Summertown tennis continues their winning ways. The Lady Wildcats fell short in a rally against Tullahoma recently, and Loretto baseball has been battling through some early season struggles as well on the diamond. Larry Woody also shares his favorite zodiac sign, which is gone fishing. Again, don't forget that voting is still underway for the 2025 Main Street Awards in Lawrence County. See the ad in this week's paper on how to vote, where to vote, and you can also go to lawrencecountyadvocate.net for more information. Well, that's it for this week's Lawrence County Advocate Wrap. We'll be right back right after this.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather on Main Street.
Fred Gossett here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center with your latest forecast update. Starting this Wednesday, mostly cloudy and windy today with a south wind up to 20 to 25 miles per hour sustained. Gusts as high as 30 or 40 today, beginning in the mid-60s, warming up through the 70s, many of us into the low to mid-80s by the afternoon. We'll be watching off to the west by early evening for scattered showers and thunderstorms. Some of these storms, especially in the far western parts of Middle Tennessee by the evening, could be severe. And notice how they're cellular here instead of a solid line. Some of those could be supercells with a tornado threat. And there is a level 3 to level 4 risk for western parts of Middle Tennessee. I'll show you that here in just a moment as we head into the overnight. Additional storms mainly stay in northwest Tennessee through midnight, but then they do try to sneak into the area during the early morning hours, and a few of those storms could be strong as well, especially northwest of the Natchez Trace Parkway in Middle Tennessee. The northwestern half of Middle Tennessee has the highest risk of strong to severe thunderstorms. That's where we have the level 3 and level 4 risks in place. Level 2 all the way down into southern Middle Tennessee, but it's the orange and the red zones where thunderstorms are more likely. Threats are damaging straight line winds of 60 to 70 miles an hour, quarter-size hail or larger, the potential for flash flooding, and there could be some tornadoes involved. And especially in this red zone out here, there could be a few strong, long-track tornadoes. In addition, there's a flood watch across much of north central and western Tennessee that goes all the way until 7 a.m. Sunday, because there will be additional rounds of showers and thunderstorms Thursday, Friday, Saturday night into Sunday morning. Several inches of rain will add up here with the potential for flash flooding. You see thunderstorm chances from our Wednesday all the way through Saturday. I do think the more widespread activity area-wide in Middle Tennessee is Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, in the early Sunday morning, staying in the 80s through Saturday. Cooler air behind the final system. Some of us may only get to the upper 50s and lower 60s by early next week.
Hey, that's it for this week's Morning on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee. Make sure to get your copy of your local newspaper online or through traditional newspaper so that you don't miss a minute of all the local coverage that we have for you. For more information on subscribing to any of our newspapers, there's really one place you can go and get it all. That's mainstreetmediatn.com. mainstreetmediatn.com. And again, thank you for trusting us as your source for local news, sports, information, and more. And good Lord willing, we're going to be right back here next week on Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee.